Josie with Scotland Marketing. Thanks for joining us today for our command overview class. If you can just go to the chat here in our Zoom and type in yes if you can hear me, and also hopefully you can see my screen as well. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to go ahead and try to keep an eye on that chat during the class. We will be recording this and we will have it on our YouTube channel shortly after the class today, hopefully. But if you have any questions, hopefully I'm smart enough to answer them, and I'll do so here. And if not, I'll refer you to my smarter friends at Scholarly Marketing. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I've got a private browser, and you'll notice you've probably heard it before, but Command works best when using a private browser. So we're using Firefox private mode today, and that's the little purple icon right there. It's like a blindfold. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit better. Also, Google Chrome Incognito will work, but I have heard it's a little testy on a Mac, so keep that in mind. We're going to go to agent.kw.com, and we just type that in right here on our browser, on our address bar. Then we're going to put in our credentials. Now the username, the caps don't matter, so however it came over, it doesn't matter. You can put it in however you want, but with the password, it does matter, so keep that in mind. And if you ever don't know what your password is, you can click on this little eyeball right here. And I feel like most browsers will automatically save it. But if you click on the eyeball, it'll tell you what your password is. And go ahead and bookmark that page, because we're going to ask you anytime we need help helping you with your command applets. So we're going to click on sign in right here, and it's just that little teal button, and you're going to see those all throughout command. These are kind of our action items. So this will take us to our dashboard. And you can customize your home page. So I'm going to show you a little bit how he's got it, and then I'm going to show you how you can change it. So the first thing he wants to see when logging in is his goals, his notepad. Scroll down a little bit, tasks, recent leads. And if we scroll a little bit more, we've got database health, product updates, and design updates. I'm going to scroll back to the top and show you how you can change that by clicking on Customize Home in the top right-hand corner. So you can kind of just grab them and drop them. It looks like you can't take the little ones to the big side, just FYI. But you can put these in whatever order you want. And then if you don't want, if you're not worried about Notepad, database health, you can select those. And if you make any changes, just click on the teal action item, the button that does the thing, click on apply. So for our Notepad, this is basically like a digital Post-it note for ourselves. We can add whatever we want here. Here's my notes from 2 weeks ago. And if you just click off of it, it'll save it. So this is a great place to remind yourself to just do those little things that add up in your head while you're trying to sleep at night or while you're driving around showing clients. You have little things that come to your mind. If there's any access you have to a laptop or maybe even your command app, you can just add it right here in your notepad. And then it automatically updated. As far as goals, I just want to point out that they're year to date. We can also switch it to month to date. And I'll show you how to set up those goals a little bit later. Scrolling down, we've got our tasks here, and we will go into more detail about tasks. There are two different kinds of tasks. There's contact tasks and opportunity tasks. So they're both a little bit different, but you can see them all right here. We've got our due dates here, and then right here, he's got it ordered on the top right-hand corner. It says contact tasks. We can switch it to opportunity and even onboarding tasks if we're part of a market center leadership. On the right-hand side next to that, we've got our recent leads, and those are always, you can find them with the little L in this circle. And this just gives you a little information. It says that this came in 26 days ago. And if you click on the 3 dots right here, you can do a couple different things. You can unmark it as a lead or just add them straight to a smart plan from here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and see if we can get any more details in there. Nope, that's it. Okay. And then right here it says viewing page 1 of 3. So we can scroll over. There's page 2 of 3 and page 3 of 3. We got a question. Let's see, how did we get the notepad? So he just had it right here, but if we clicked on customize home and it wasn't already selected, we would just select it right under here, select widgets and notepad, and then throw it to the top. And welcome everybody again. If you're just joining us, this is Josie with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we're doing the Command overview. So this is just going to kind of give you a breakdown of everything Command has to offer. Now, each of these applets that I'm going to discuss, we have a separate class that goes over that in greater detail. And if you haven't bookmarked our training calendar, I would encourage you to do so. You just go to scottleroymarketing.com and put in your Market Center number. And then you can see every day, Monday through Friday, what classes we have coming up. And then next Monday, just note that there will be no class due to Labor Day. All right, you betcha. All right, so we've done recent leads, tasks, database health. This kind of gives you an idea of how your database is doing, where you can improve. It's just a visual sort of representation of how you're doing business. Now, most of Scott's business is conducted through email. So you can see he's green right here. It's 93%. The comparison says 75%, and that is compared to agents in my market center. You can also switch it on the top right-hand corner. You see this little drop down to agents in my state, all agents or agents in production bracket above mine. So if you're a reports person and you really like those visuals, you're going to spend a little bit of time here, and also the reports applet over here. And then product updates. This is fun. We probably have a lot of new product updates since Mega Camp. So you can click on what's new, and you can also click on what's next. There's no new releases this week, it says. Last week's updates, consumer translations are now available in 10 languages. Awesome. All right, well, that'll keep you a little bit informed. Scroll down a little bit more, and here's some design updates that KWRI just does for us, and we can take them, stick our information in, and boom, send that out to our clients. Pretty sleek looking. All right, so that is our dashboard overview. So now I'm going to take you up right here, and we're going to go over, across, and then back over everything. So right here, we've got the red KW, and this has a list of icons underneath it, and each of these will offer some different chances to work in Command. If you click on the red KW, it pops out with a description. And if you just hover over it, it'll tell you what they are. Sometimes I waste too much time trying to figure out which one's campaigns and which one's design. So you just click on that red KW. All right, so now you can see we're in our Command home screen because that's lit up right here. Then we also have Connect right here. And you can also get to connect through mykw.kw.com. You might remember that a little bit. That's got your profile on there. But this is sort of, and they're working on building this up, by the way. But they're kind of making this sort of a Facebook news feed. So looking for stellar agents in Springville, Utah. So this is where you can kind of expand your database as far as agents are concerned. And then there's different groups that you can belong to. So they're building it all out. So it's kind of exciting. So keep an eye on that. And then if you're part of a leadership team, there's Command MC right here, and that'll kind of give you some access into new recruits, things like that, where they are as far as their pipelines go. And scrolling over to the right-hand side, you'll see the marketplace. It looks like a little storefront. And this is where you go to find the different integrations into Command. Think of it sort of as a Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. So you can add different components, integrations that will help you kind of add to your Command and pull everything in one central area, which was Gary Keller's overall idea when he created Command. And then we've got the little bell icon. If you've ever been on social media, you know that this means you have an alert. You've got that little red dot in the corner. So this is a notification. So if we click on that, it'll tell us Here's our notification. A recruit was assigned to us. It came in a day ago. We can dismiss just this one if we had multiple, or we could click on dismiss all. All right, and then we've got our little drop down here, Scott Leroy. Now it looks like he is part of a team, so it does show the team. So if you are on a team, this is where you would find your team's command is right here. And if you're not on a team, nothing will be there. If you click on profile, this will show you basically your agent facing profile. So when you're asking for referrals and when we're playing in KW Connect, see it took us back to Connect. This will take us to our profile there. So this is not our marketing profile. There's no marketing really that comes from this profile. But this is more an agent facing profile. So we can click on edit profile in the right-hand corner, kind of in the middle. And then we can adjust our bio to kind of appeal to other agents. What are other agents going to look for when they are looking to refer somebody to us? So there's a little bit of that right there. We've got our marketplace again, it's the same store icon as was up there. We have our settings, which we will get into, and then we've got command training. So you can do different modules with command so that you're up and up on all things new in command, and then you can also log out. And real quick before we go into settings, I'm going to show you this little question mark right here for help and information. You can do a guided tour, Keller Williams University, which is similar to what I just pointed out. And then right here, you can chat with support. You can either do a live chat, which is nice. It'll kind of take you through a little bit of a bot, but if it's not one of the, frequently asked questions, you can do a live chat with support right there. That is only open, I believe, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So watch for that. And then we've got post an idea. This is ideas.kw.com. Command is built by agents for agents. And so this is where the developers get their ideas. A lot of great ideas in here, and they do come and look at this occasionally. Can you guys hear the beeping in the background? I think I think it's a some sort of alarm going off. Okay, thank goodness. My gosh. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen in your live class, I guess. All right, guys, so now I'm going to show you the settings. So we're going to click in the top right corner where it says Scott Leroy, and then we're going to click on settings. All right, and this is where we have some of our apps set up, which we got in the marketplace. We went shopping and this is what we came home with. So we've got our DocuSign. You can see that that is connected. So just a quick glance over, we can see Facebook post scheduling is connected and our ads manager is connected. Post scheduling is just, it goes on probably your business page and it's just, tips and tricks or, things like that. Whereas an ads manager is going to go to different people in maybe the area that you're trying to market. And it's one of those ads that you see when you're scrolling Facebook about every three or four posts, you'll see an ad. So you can also do that straight from command. It looks like we've got, for digital signature and transactions, we've got .loop, Twitter, productivity. We haven't connected our Google Calendar, but that is an option, and that's really going to keep you on schedule. I recommend doing that if you're a calendar person. Now with our Gmail, we can sync email interactions with our database. So if you add somebody to your Gmail, or any new Gmail address, it'll automatically come over into command. So that's a great option to think about, is connecting your Google account with command. AdWords, I don't believe is in production anymore. I think that they're working on updating that. And then your command email, I just want to show you really quick how you can click on manage right here. It says your sender name, which you can change, but we've got it the way we want it. And the reply to email is exactly what we want. But let's say we wanted our clients that we're interacting with to reply to a different email. We could add that in here as well. And you get up to 5,000 emails a month. We've so far sent 0. Did I say 5,000? Yes. And then you would click on Save Changes if you're going to make any adjustments there. We've also got MailChimp and Twilio, and those are all optional to connect to your command. Now, general settings on the left-hand side, I don't think that there's too much in here. They may be building this out later. And then I think global settings, there's not anything in there. So don't worry about those two. But command settings, here's where you can see your contacts. So let's say you tried an import and for some reason or another, you decided you didn't want those in your command anymore. This is where your contact archive would go. You can also do a database wipe, which we don't recommend. I believe the contact archive does the same purpose without doing anything super permanent. You can also adjust contact tags, lead sources, and custom fields, which I think he has a custom field in here. Yep, favorite pie. So that's part of the questions or categories that he asks for when he's adding new people to his database. Opportunity settings, there's a little bit in here so you can poke around a little bit. There's some reporting and my logs. This is where it logs your imports and your exports. Also, if you're doing imports and exports, it'll show right here on this little bell up in the top right-hand corner. And then connect settings. We usually spend a lot of time here on our marketing profile. A lot of people get this profile mistaken with this one up here. But this is where all your marketing comes from. So we're going to spend a couple minutes on here, and then we're going to move over to all these little widgets on the left-hand side. All right, so we've got our marketing profile right here. This is where you're going to add your headshot 360 by 360. So if you are wanting us to format a headshot for you and you send us a small rectangle, it might look a little bit odd because it does have to be a square. So maybe your shoulders will be cut off, or it'll just, be a picture of your head inside the circle. So just keep that in mind. If you want to keep your photo bigger and have us adjust it, we can do that. But it does have to be a perfect square. And if it's not looking normal here, it won't look normal anywhere. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. We've got our team logo here, which we recommend actually putting something there, even if you're not on a team. There are some smart plans that go out, and if you don't have a team logo in that designated spot, it will appear as a broken link. So that's a good tip to keep in mind. Just add something here. It can just be as simple as the red KW logo. It could be the Realtor R logo, basically whatever you want. But even if you're not on a team, go ahead and get something added here. Now this team logo, it does say it's 360 by 360, but I want to note that Command is smart enough to figure this field out. All right, so we've got first name, last name. You can add your license number here. He's got his team listed here. These are not required fields, but the ones with the red asterisks you'll note are. He added in his professional job title. We do have to add a slogan here. So generally, if we see this is blank, we will put in for all your real estate needs or any other cute slogan you've got, branding that you've got for your business. You can add that in here. And then here we've got Realtor R in all caps. Yep, we just got a question from Catherine. You betcha, I'll show you. Let's see, I want to show you really quick my trick that I think is fancy. You do Realtor R in all caps, and then if you, I think it's same on a PC or a Mac, you hold down the Alt button and at the same time type in 0174 and the little R in the circle pops up there. So, okay, sorry. Catherine had a question. Can you recap how you navigated to settings again? Well, you betcha. So there's so many different settings right here, aren't there? It's a lot. All right, so basically we log into Command from anywhere. Excuse me. We click on our name right here by the picture, and then we click on settings, and then that will take us to this screen. And then we've got just 2 more clicks, connect settings, and then marketing profile right here. Oh yeah, Marina, you bet. It's Alt So hold that down and at the same time type in 0174, let go. And now you're fancy. And hopefully that answers your question. So let me know if not, guys. Affiliations is a new thing. So you can put in if you're active duty military, reserves, veteran, what branch you're from. And then this is your bio. You're welcome, Marina. The bio is required. It doesn't have to be elaborate or anything, but this is just what we have. If you got your setup with us, we probably put in our generic bio. So no worries there. And you're always welcome to adjust it, customize it however you want. We've got our phone numbers, our email. This can be any email, guys. It doesn't have to be your at KW or .kw. No, at kw.com email. The website can be whatever website you prefer to use. It doesn't have to be the KW provided website. If you are using the .kw.com Keller Williams provided website, you must have the HTTPS in front of it and no www. It will be a broken link. And also for all those people who ordered their cards with the www in front of it, we're very sorry that's not going to work. So talk to us before you order your cards. Let us help you. This is where you're going to upload your brokerage logo. And it does have a link right here, but it's like, it's not clickable, but you could easily just grab this and drag it up if you don't already have your Market Center brokerage logo there. And if you want, just reach out to us, support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we can send you your Market Center's DBA logo. And that's all pretty self-explanatory. Now the legal footer text, we don't actually need this here because every page already says that on our KW provided website. Keller Williams was smart enough to go ahead and add that in on every single page. Each office is independently owned and operated. So really you could put anything you want here. Nothing we have seen so far is required by any states, and nothing's been excluded by any states here. So if you wanted to advertise yourself that you're licensed in 2 states, or if you were Realtor of the Year 5 years in a row or something like that, feel free to add that here. Now we have seen that Texas and New York do have some standard operating procedures. Texas has the IABS, information about brokerage services, and then the CPN, consumer protection. So if you don't have those, we can help you add those legal footer links right here. And if you had something else, we've seen a lot of people recently add their Redfin partner link right here. So super easy to do. It just has to be your public facing URL. And let us know if you need help on that. Oh yeah, Shan, great. Yep, I will add that on the chat. Alt plus 0174. And then legal footer images, nothing's required here, but it's really tiny. It's like a thumbnail. So if you had like a bold logo, you could add that here. If you had a little sort of certificate looking thing from, any CE that you've done or Realtor of the Year, you could add that here if you're associated with some sort of military program for home buyers, Homes for Heroes, anything like that. Any of that can go there. Social marketing, I just want to point out that all of this should probably be business orientated. I mean, it's not required. You're probably not going to get fired due to the fact that you're an independent consultant, but we do recommend using business pages for your socials. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and all of those are available on your website as part of the drop down. And it has to be the exact URL, otherwise it won't take your clients to the right place. So just let us know if you have any questions on that. We can test it out for you. Google Analytics, I have some good news and bad news. Bad news is that it's broken. The good news is that it's being updated, and shortly command will hopefully be compatible with the new Google Analytics. If you're not sure what Google Analytics is, it's basically a way of where Google will track the website to your the traffic to your website. It'll tell you all sorts of different details. So if you do, love seeing where everyone's coming from and different traffic sort of patterns, it's a great tool to have. Unfortunately, it's not working right now. So there you have it, the good and the bad. All right, and that's about it for this. So we're going to go ahead and get started on some of these applets, and then I think we're good to go. So the first one is the home button, which we were there already. This is just basically our dashboard. So we're going to click on that. And sometimes it does take a minute to transition, so we will give it a second. I don't think I made any changes in here. If you did make any changes, sorry, I scrolled really fast. If you did make any changes, make sure you click on save. All right. So here's our home. We've already gone through that. So the next one is contacts. You can add contacts in two different ways. You can add them one at a time. Or if you do have a database somewhere else, we can help you format that to import. Command does require very specific formatting, and we do have a lot of people who try to do it just basically from one platform to this platform, and they're not talking to each other. So if you need help with that, let us know. Once we're in our contacts, we can click on filters. Do you guys see that right here, filters? And this is going to help you if you're looking for certain tags. You can filter by tag. All contacts, maybe just leads only is what you want to work with. If you were to select any of these different filters, you could click on apply. And if you are using that filter most of the time, you might want to add that specific filter to your smart view, so that's basically what it always defaults to. So you don't have to go through all of that every time. Now it looks like right now we only have 1 through 15 of our contacts. There used to be more. I'm not sure where they are now. But if you were to click on this little caret right here, it would expand, and then this would expand even more. And then it seems like there's a click down right here that said show 1 through 20 or 1 through 50 or 1 through 100. So yeah, you guys can probably see that on your end. This one's been condensed for some reason. Okay, and then the 3 dots. You can export your contacts from here. You can do mailing labels, either CSV or PDF. So that's basically most of this page right here. Let me see if there's anything else I want to tell you about contacts. Nope, I think that's it. I think we're good there. You know, the 3 dots is handy though. I take it back. So we can edit, we can add an activity, we can make a copy and share it. Although keep in mind, it is like making an actual, you know, Xerox copy is what they used to call it back in the day, but off the copy machine. If you were to make a copy and let's say share Brittany SLM with, let's see, with a referral agent in Idaho, if you made any changes on this end, it's not going to make the changes on that end. Does that make sense? So it's like a piece of paper and a piece of paper. So that's an option. You can also add a note. You can archive if you wanted to, and you can even check out which smart plans they're on and add them to a smart plan. We're going to click down. Back on the left-hand side underneath contacts is tasks. So remember we had the contact tasks and the opportunity tasks. So right now, it looks like it automatically defaults to contact tasks, which is fun to say. And then there's opportunity tasks right here, so we can click on that. And it looks like we currently have no opportunity tasks for today. We're going to click back on contact tasks. And you can see they're color oriented, past due, due today, due tomorrow, due next week. And then from here, we can just click on our little teal action item button, create a new task. We can add contacts to our task. We can name it, describe it, give it a priority level and a due date. And I am somebody who needs a due date. So this will tell me when this is due. And if not, it will say past due. And I don't like seeing that. You can also put a hyperlink in here. So if there was like a Zoom link that you wanted to add, you could add that here and then click on create task. You can also see completed tasks. That always feels good, being productive. We've also got archive tasks and expired tasks. We're going to keep it on the to-do. And then right here it says we're viewing 1 of 2. So again, you should be able to click over if we had more and see what else is left. Also, don't forget the 3 dots right here. As always, we can edit, reschedule, or archive right from here. So lots of options in here. but find a system that works well for you. It'll keep you on task. Right below that, we've got our smart plans. It's the little gear icon right here. Now, we already have smart plans added to our library, but if you're brand new, don't panic. Your library won't look like mine. It probably won't have anything. But these are plans that I have picked from the library and added to my smart plans. This is what I want to do with my database. Now, if you didn't see any here, you would click on library right here. Somewhere on the top left, go smart plans, my smart plans, and library. And this is where you can find smart plans. You can search, put in any random name. It'll search by name. If you know that it's a certain author who you like, you can put that in there, or a description. There's different categories you can even look at. So you can sort by category. I'm just going to scroll through the top ones the way they come down. So right now we've got 9 featured smart plans, and these are basically KWRI decided to feature these. So we've got Marty Miller, Fred Moore, Shannon Dagger, and these are smart plans that are rated pretty high and are right here on our featured items. We've also got, these are directly from Keller Williams. So we've got 10 right here. Here's the biweekly neighborhood nurture, 8x8. Scrolling down, we've got top rated. So just like you would rate an app in the App Store or the Google Play Store, people have rated these. And then you can also see how many downloads you've got too. So these are top rated. So maybe get ready for Halloween, play around with that one for a minute. And then also what's new. You can scroll to the right to see more. It says that there's 50 in that category. So if you looked at these and you decided, yeah, this sounds like something I want to do with my database, here's our description, the publish date, the downloads. Says it takes 3 steps, which is great. It's 15 days duration, and basically one touch, which is just one time making contact with your clients. And then you can add them to a smart plan. And a lot of them you can have it just repeat every 15 days. And we do have a smart plans class coming up. So you'll definitely want to be a part of that if you want to learn how to work your database a little bit. We've got referrals right underneath this one. There's the little map looking icon. And the map is my favorite place to play in here. We've got dashboard, my referrals, map, and my network. The network is basically a more detailed view of what we're looking at right now. But the map is a lot of fun, especially if you have friends in other locations. This will allow you to kind of zoom in and see. And this is sorted by production. So this is like how many houses have been sold in that area. And then as I zoom in more and zoom in more, it'll break it down even further. All right, so let's see. I'm on this red one. So do you see all the red dots that pop up here? Those were all represented on one end or another by Mike Hicks at Anderson Hicks Group. And if we wanted to add him to our referrals, we could send him a referral request, or we could send him an invitation. So a lot of fun to be had in the referrals program, especially with all the new friends that you just made at the last reunion or mega camp. And we do have a referrals class. I've taught it twice. I'm getting better at it. But we do have a referrals class about every month, so it should be on the schedule for September. Right underneath this is opportunities. This is your opportunity to make money. It's the handshake. Oh, Kathy asks, yes, yep. Is this for KW agents only? Yes, it is just KW agents. Great question. All right, so this takes us to our opportunities sort of dashboard. My favorite view of this, and a lot of people do really like seeing, where my people are in the different stages. I've got 7 in active, or, whatever number. And then you can grab the opportunity and move it to a new stage. This is where you can also create your opportunity. And it just does show GCI, your potential income. So if we had some in our pipeline here, it would say what our potential income is, as long as none of these fell out. And then it gives a little bit of a probability, not sure what it's figured on, but it does adjust that a little bit for a more accurate sort of view of what your potential income is. I always prefer just to come straight to all opportunities. And there's a lot of times agents have come to me and said, I'm going to switch back over. Sorry. Why can't I find my buyer? He's under contract. He should be here. I can't see him anywhere. And this view doesn't really give me what I'm looking for. I need details, and we're going to look by name. We're going to look by address. We're going to click on all opportunities. And right here, you see you can search by address, opportunity, or contact. So this is going to be your fastest way to find where your buyer is in their stage, or where your, listing is, and what you need to do next. And yep, just click on any of these. It'll give you a little bit more options. And we do have an opportunities class that shows you how to, adjust your commissions and how to do a referral and different things like that. So I invite you to join us on one of those classes for sure. Money making opportunities, that's vital. That's vital. So let's get good at that. All right, so right underneath that is campaigns. It's the little kind of loudspeaker thing. And here's our dashboard. So we've got dashboard, paid ads, emails, direct mail, and social posts. And then right here, you can see that Scott's got Facebook connected, neither of those, and then email connected. On the right of that, you can see that we do have a paid ad that we're doing right now because Morgan just did a paid ad class on Monday. So we can manage it from here. We can create a new campaign. And these quick posts are pretty cool. It's something KWRI just put together so you can use it, plug your information in, and get that out to your clients. They've also got tips and training along with advanced tips. If you were going to do, let's say a paid ad, let's say create campaign. So on the top right-hand corner, we're going to click on create campaign. Automatically it asks you, oh, see, Google search ads. Yeah, Google's not, they're doing an update. So hopefully we'll be able to offer that again soon, but you can do social post, social ad, which those are very different, and then direct mail and email. So whatever I select here, I also want to make sure I select when I'm designing it. So basically we would probably design it first, then come here. But if you were trying to do, let's say, print mail, and then you're wondering why your design for print mail won't email out, or why your design for print mail won't go to a social ad, that's probably why. So they need to speak together. They need to be basically the same format. I'll give you an idea of what that looks like real quick. Here's designs. It's a little paintbrush. And we're going to click on create design. Now this shows you right here 1 through 10 of 278. So we can click on that arrow, but this is just the ones you've worked on most recently. If we click on create design, so here we are again. Do you recognize these little icons? So if we're going to do social, let's keep it social. So we click on social here, click on continue, and then we go to do that paid ad or that post. We want to make sure we're also doing social. Hopefully that makes sense. Tons of options here. Unlimited, really. You could spend a lot of time in here. There are some designs that are already created for you. You can also import designs as well. So keep that in mind. I do want to show you the reports option really quick for my numbers people who like to see that visual representation of how they're doing. Lots of information in here. We've got our dashboard. Next to that, reports, goals, lead routing, emails, texts, and calls. So there is just a plethora of information in here. We can see our total records, contacts, leads, and here's our little pie charts that we like. Our database activity score. So we saw a little bit of that on our homepage. And then this is the goals too. A lot of people are looking at their goals right around this time of year. Looks like we haven't set them for 2022 yet. But here's our little green action button to set our goals, profit tracker. So much information in here. Designs we played in a little bit. Listings, I want to show you how to sync your MLS because we do get a lot of questions about this. And then consumer is where that's my playground. So we'll be in there for the rest of the time. So with the listings, we can see that there's no active listings with Scott. We have the option to sync my MLS right here and also in the top right-hand corner. If you knew the MLS number, you could just plug that in right here. Basically, the next page would say, is this your listing? Or are you the co-listing agent? And you would mark whichever one, and then it would send you a confirmation email. So if we did have listings, they would all be right here. We could see the list type, date, close date, status, co-listing agent. I just wanted to show you this real quick, just so you could see what sort of KWLS looks like in here. Then there's also a search item, which this is pretty intricate, a little bit more than what I'm used to, but it'll break it down by neighborhood. So basically you've got access to every MLS in the US and Canada from here. So you can do a lot of searching within here. So keep that in mind. If you don't belong to a certain MLS, come in here, see what you can find. It slows down the computer a lot when we do this on our live class, so I'm actually not going to do that. But it's definitely an option. All right, and then our last applet here is the consumer applet. So this is where the app pulls from, which is your digital marketing card or digital business card. And then this is where your website pulls from. Your smart plans will pull information from this, your email campaigns, everything's going to sort of pull from here, and the marketing profile. So just remember those two things. All right, so it takes us to our agent site pages right here. So we can see these are all the pages that we have on our website. And if you're ever wondering what your URL is, it's right here. And if you click on that, that will take you directly to your site. Right next to that is landing pages. So if you wanted a standalone page, let's say you're doing an open house or you want to create a listing, you would do it right from here, and it's super simple. Maybe if we have time at the end, I'll show you how to do it. But the landing pages are super simple. You just grab a widget, drag it, drop it, publish it, and then you can even change the URL so it doesn't have this weird gibberish right here. It could have your actual listing address, like 1240 Moran Drive. So that looks kind of cool too. So then you can put that on your social media. You can get this link out there, and we can even help you create like a QR code if that's something you wanted to do as well. Let's see. Collections is a new option that we haven't really played in that much. But this is definitely a great way to start creating your client's home buying experience. And I believe we'll have a class on this pretty shortly, but basically in your MLS, you know, you can do a very specialized search. I only want to look for a house with this, this, and this. You can do that from here and create your collection. And that way really service your client that way. On the right-hand side, it says site and app settings. And there's a lot of options in here too, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time in here. If you haven't created any of your website yet, which means you didn't go through setup with us, you'd click on Learn More with Kelly Guides, and that will walk you through building your About Me page, About Us, and Contact Us page. We've got agent site options right here, which we're all going to use the KW sites. I'm not sure of anyone who uses the other options. And then we've got right here, we'll start on the left. Okay, general. You can change this agent site hero text to anything you want. So if you were an agent who was on HGTV, you might want to say as seen on HGTV. If you have any other cute slogans that you use for your marketing, you could add that here. And that would be what people see when they very first go to your website. And you know those first 5 images that they see, it kind of scrolls through them like a slideshow. These are the default images, but these are also adjustable. You can only hold up to 5 images. So right now you can see my upload option is grayed out, but if I were to delete one of these, I could add another image in here. So let's say you're in Florida and this doesn't look anything like the houses that you're marketing. You might want to add in some different pictures. Now it says 1200 by 1200, but this doesn't look like a square to me. So I think we've got a little bit of flexibility there. It does have to be a JPEG or PNG, and you are going to want to make sure it's like Shutterstock or some other free stock that you're using so that there's no copyright issues there. And then this is also a new option. This is a registration option, otherwise known as a forced lead capture, but we like to use gentler words than that. Basically, how many times do clients get to look at your website before you say, okay, now you need to register. Now you need to be in my database. Now we're connected. So unrestricted is they can search as many times as they want, and you're never going to ask them for their registration information. Or you can say 10, let's do tens. They get to search 10 different properties, and then I'll ask them. Now our default, if we're setting you up, is 2. So if you need that adjusted, let us know, or now you know how to do it. Or you can say you're not going to see any of my properties without registering. So that's always an option too. Download app hero text. I don't think this is adjustable. We haven't played with that very much. And then virtual tours, if you did have a virtual tour, this is where you would select your listing. And then this is a little hidden icon right here called preferences. If you click on that caret. So we have selected enable for all 3 of these: Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, and Neighborhoods. We want all of that on our agent site. But you might want to just double check this. And if you do any changes at all, as always, click on Save Changes. But a lot of options within the site. And then the URLs right here. Again, this is your subdomain. So let's say you didn't like whatever it was that you ended up with. You could definitely change it right here. You want to just make sure you're compliant with your broker probably first. It does take 15 to 30 minutes once you make that change for that to be live. And keep in mind the character count can't be more than 30. Your app URL is your app URL. There's no changing this at all to make anything cute. What you're stuck with is what you get. But if you ever wondered what your app URL was, you could just come here and click on copy, and it's copied to the clipboard. Catherine has a great question. Can sites include blogs and vlogs? Okay, let's think about this. On our agent site, we can add 2 blogs that I know of. There's one that we use through Keeping Current Matters, which I believe that requires a subscription. And then Homekeeper, they have a blog that we can help you add. That's free for all KW agents. They don't do a vendor page anymore though, so a lot of people have asked about that, but there are those 2 blogs. So those blogs are done automatically for you. They're automatically updated, and they're really good for homeowners saying like, is it time to change your filters and different things like that. I don't know about if you wanted to write your own blog. I guess you could somehow put it in there, maybe in a text box or a Google Doc. And then as far as the vlog goes, you can upload videos to a landing page. And I'll try to get through this so I can kind of show you. But if you had a YouTube channel that you uploaded your vlog to, we could probably add that to a landing page and then stick the landing page on the website. So there we go. There's a roundabout way of saying yes. Sorry to be complicated. This is what you get. Okay, that's our URLs. If we made any changes, we'd click on Save Changes. And this is how you add featured listings. And we have a lot of people asking about featured listings. And the idea that we're asking people to, if they're interested, to upvote in ideas.kw.com is to have these done automatically for you. Wouldn't that be great if you didn't have to upload it and you didn't have to delete it once it was done? So we hear that a lot, and we always reference people to ideas.kw.com, and that's just right here also. But if you had a featured listing, and it doesn't even have to be your own listing, just if you're advertising for somebody else, of course, you want to get their permission first. At least that's how we did it in my office. But this is where you would select your listing. You can change the name of it if you want. And then you would search either, see how it says only my listings right here, but we could definitely switch it to all listings, put in any property address. And then you can feature some listings on your website. And these are just right on the first homepage. You have to scroll down maybe a little bit to see them, but you can have up to 10 featured listings on your website. And then once the listing is sold, you do have to manually maintain, like I said, you'll have to come back in and delete, either using the trash icon or delete all listings. And if you make any changes, click on Save Changes. The theme doesn't actually make any difference. If there is a difference, it's super subtle. So you can choose from the red theme or the dark theme. Basically, this is highlighted in red and that's highlighted in darker colors. So that's your choices for themes. And if you click on any of these, you click on Update Theme. And all right, I think that's the conclusion. So I think I'm going to stop the recording now. And then if you guys want to stick around, I'll show you how to do a landing page real quick. And Catherine, this will show you how to do a vlog and maybe add that to your website. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I always have a blast when you're here, so I really appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, please reach out to my team, support@scottleroymarketing.com. And we've got tons of training videos on our YouTube channel. So YouTube/Scott Leroy Marketing, and we will talk to you soon.